Hello, I'm Darlene Davis, principal owner of Davis Associates CPAs, and I wanted to share some information on how the CARES Act can help your churches and your religious organizations and nonprofits. Previously, we've recorded some videos discussing the details of the Payroll Protection Program and the Economic Injury Disaster Loans. I would like for you to go back and review those so that you can get more detail on the programs. Here, I just want to give you an overview of how churches, religious organizations, and nonprofits can benefit from the stimulus programs. There have been some updates since we recorded those videos, so I'll also discuss those updates here. Let's talk about Payroll Protection Program, EIDL, and unemployment for church workers who find themselves without employment due to COVID-19. The Payroll Protection Program, churches can apply for the PPP under the same rules as everyone else. In general, nonprofits could not get loans from the SBA, but the CARES Act explicitly makes nonprofits eligible. Therefore, churches can participate in the payroll protection plan. Non-payroll costs only up to a maximum of 25% of your loan can be spent. Basically, what that means, when you apply for the loan, the majority of it has to be spent to cover payroll. You can only spend a maximum of 25% on non-payroll items. Again, I want you to view the PPP video so that you get more detail on how this works, how much you can apply for, what you need to do in order for it to be forgiven. And you must apply through your bank for the payroll protection plan. Okay, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, the EIDL, has been expanded to include churches and religious organizations. Initially, when the CARES Act was passed, it explicitly excluded churches and religious organizations. There's been some lobbying to Congress, and although the law has not been changed, according to the SBA website, the SBA will decline to enforce the subsection of the regulations that prohibit the loans to go to churches and religious organizations. And according to the SBA, they are proposing an amendment. I do want to stress that as of right now, April the 7th, 2020, this is not law. However, the SBA is giving us guidance that they are not going to enforce that subsection. So churches can indeed apply for the EIDL loan, which of course that includes a $10,000 grant. So even if you are a smaller church, you will qualify. Again, review the detailed video that we did on the EIDL so that you can get more information. I suggest that you apply as soon as possible. You can apply through the SBA.gov website. Now, what if your church does not have its 501c3 certification? That's okay. You're still eligible as long as you meet the IRS's requirements for the Section 501c3. You're not required to actually apply to receive the actual tax exempt status from the IRS, according to the SBA.gov information. There are no additional restrictions because you are a church or a religious organization, other than you will have to follow whatever the legal and non-discrimination obligations are in obtaining the loan. But everyone has to follow that. Once your loan has been forgiven or paid back, you're no longer under any of those rules. So just think through based on your denomination and your beliefs if you want to apply for these benefits. Generally, as long as you have 500 or fewer employees, you can qualify. There are certain religious organizations that are not judged based on the number of employees, but by the size of their revenue. So you definitely want to look into that if you are maybe a smaller organization, but you have a large revenue base. So definitely be aware of that. Unemployment benefits. So if you are an employee of a church, a religious organization, or a nonprofit, in general, those organizations are not considered covered employers because they do not pay into the state unemployment system. So if you go to apply for unemployment benefits, you may find that you were working for a non-covered employer, therefore your unemployment benefits will not be granted. What I suggest you do, because the regulations as we currently understand and know them, the federal unemployment, the $600 a week, is supposedly available to everyone. Although the federal government has not given any additional requirements that the states approve people other than whom they would have normally approved. If you apply, you get denied, appeal it, and see what happens with the federal money. And again, we have a more detailed unemployment benefits video I want to suggest that you review so that you can get more detail. Just wanted to make you aware of that. So I hope this information has been helpful. We brought it to you from Davis Associates CPAs. May God bless you and your organizations, and stay well.